Family grieving melded with impassioned politics tonight in Memphis at the funeral of Tyre Nichols. He was beaten to death, of course, 3 weeks ago by 5 police officers who have been charged with his murder. America's Vice President Kamala Harris was there, underlining the sensitivities in the White House about police brutality. She called on Congress to pass new laws to stop it.
You are my strength.
Family members and civil rights campaigners came together for a funeral service that was also a mobilization of frustration, a demand for reform, and a plea to power that life for minorities in America cannot carry on like this. The mother of Tyre Nichols spoke of a life cut cruelly short for no reason at all.
Tyre was a beautiful person, and for this to happen to him is just unimaginable.
The veteran activist Al Sharpton asked Americans to confront the ugly reality that cost Tyre Nichols his life on that street corner 3 weeks ago.
But you don't fight crime by becoming criminals yourself. You don't fight gangs by becoming 5 armed men against an unarmed man. That ain't the police, that's punks. For me, I believe if that man had been white, you wouldn't have beat him like that night.
Fix it.
And the Reverend Sharpton said that the civil rights movement would not let the name of Mr. Nichols fade away.
I believe that babies unborn will know about Tyre Nichols because we won't let his memory die. We're going to change this country because we refuse to keep living under the threat of the cops and the robbers.
Other grieving families were among the mourners.
I know the family of George Floyd is here. Stand up.
The Vice President spoke, saying she too was outraged by the callous treatment of Mr. Nichols.
This is a family that lost their son and their brother through an act of violence at the hands and the feet of people who had been charged with keeping them safe.
This is a city steeped in the tumult and emotions of the civil rights movement. 55 years ago, Martin Luther King gave his last speech here, hours before he was assassinated.
And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land.
And that same imagery infused the church today.
Until we change the laws, we're mountain climbers. We're not day traders. We're mountain climbers.
The demand for change that is so central to the story of Memphis is now center stage again. This was not just a funeral service, it was also a challenge to Congress, to police officers, and to the American people to finally deliver on the promise of social justice, irrespective of race. Robert Moore, News at 10 in Memphis.